Hi, I'm Lisa from sewnlife.com, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to tie a knot, which might sound very simple, and actually it is. So we're going to learn how to do it if you are left-handed and right-handed, and once you learn this technique you will make the same perfect knot every single time. So let's have a go.
Okay, so first things first, let's thread the needle. Okay, got red cotton here so that hopefully you can see it on the white. I'm not going to do a particularly long thread so that it can be seen close up. Right, so I've threaded the needle. What you are going to do is, this is for right-handed people first of all, so what you're going to do is this middle finger and this thumb are what is going to hold the thread. Okay, so first of all, the first thing that you're going to hold is the end of the thread. Okay, so that's the end of the thread that's going to go in between the needle, in between the thumb and the finger. And also you want the needle to go in between the same finger and thumb. Okay, so you have now got underneath that finger and thumb being held in place the end of the thread and the needle. So I'm just going to lift my thumb up and show you. Okay, so those two things are being held in place there. So hold them tight, and then you can see I'm keeping my thread out of the way. Look, the other end of my thread out of the way with this finger. So I'm now going to wind the thread around that needle 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to squidge, that's a technical term, squidge those stitches underneath my thumb and finger so that I can feel now I'm now holding those 3 twists. Okay, and all that I'm going to do now is, can you see I'm still holding my thread out of the way? I'm now going to pull this needle through here. I'm going to pull it through, and as I'm pulling it through I can feel, can you see it sort of jolted there? I could feel when that needle came through those 3 stitches. Okay, I'm holding on to it and I'm pulling. You can see the thread is going through. I'm pulling, and I can feel when I get to the end, which is now, and I can feel that the knot has formed underneath my fingers. So if I let go, oops, you can see the knot. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Cut that knot off. Let's have another go. Oh, I have to thread my needle again. Okay, so remember, middle finger and thumb. You're going to have 2 things in there. You're going to have the very end of the thread. Do that first, and then you're going to have the needle. Okay, and the needle is pointing up outwards. Think of it pointing up towards the sky, or pointing to your left, whichever way you prefer to think of it. Okay, but that's the point of the needle, and then underneath there is the eye of the needle. I'm holding the thread out of the way so it's going round, and I'm going to twist it around my needle 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to squidge those twists closer together, and I'm going to push them underneath my finger and thumb, and then I am going to pull my needle through whilst holding the twists. Pull it through, keep going, and I can just feel now that the knot is being formed, and if I release it you can see that the knot's in there. Okay, so for left-handed people it's exactly the same process. Thread your needle. Again, you're going to use your thumb and your middle finger to hold the end of the thread and the needle. Okay, so first of all, let's put the end of the thread between your finger and thumb and hold on to it. Then the needle, this time it's still pointing upwards or to the right, whichever way you prefer to think of it. Your thread is around here, and then using the end, so the very end of the very end of the thread, not the thread that's in the needle, the very end of the thread, you're going to wrap around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Going to squidge together and push that inside your finger and thumb so that you can now feel that you're holding those 3 spirals of thread. Okay, and then same as before, you're going to pull the needle through. You can feel when it comes through, there's a little bit of a jolt there. You can feel when the needle comes through, and then you just pull, pull, pull. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. And you can feel when the knot is being formed underneath your fingers. And then when you release it, there is a knot. Okay, so I'll do that again. Cut this knot off. So, same process, finger and thumb, put the end of the thread underneath there, then also put the end of the needle in there. The thread all goes round, and you are going to now wrap the end of the thread around the needle 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You're then going to squidge them together and push them underneath the needle and thumb so that you can feel that you're holding those 3 stitches, and then pull the needle through, gently pull it through, just keep going all the way through. You can feel that you're still holding the 3 stitches, the 3 swirls, and then as the thread starts to come to the end, you can feel the knot. So I can feel the knots being formed now. I release it, and there's the knot. Okay, so once you get this technique, it will work every single time. It's just a question of practice, and just do it as many times as you need to until you feel comfortable with it, and it will give you a perfect knot every single time. So this is a different kind of knot. Okay, so the last 1.5 to 2 centimeters, you're going to fold. Okay, so fold it there, press it, and sort of squidge it with your fingers so the fold is really tight and stays in place, because you want that to stay in place as much as possible. Okay, just make it tight, and that's what you're left with. What you're going to do now is that's going to form a circle shape. So form the circle. Okay, that's the circle shape, and then this folded bit is going across the top. Look, so that as it goes across the top, it forms a circle, and what we want to do is we want that folded piece, the folded end, to come underneath the circle. So it wants to go under the circle and through, and then we're going to pull that through. Okay, and when you pull that through, it creates the knot. Okay, and there's your knot. It does create quite a, you have like the tail bit there, and then you have a doubled over bit there, and the only thing with this knot is you don't have as much control over how big that knot is or where it goes, but that's okay. So I'll do it again. Let's cut this one off. Let's do it again, exactly the same. So end of the cotton, fold it in 1.5 to 2 centimeters, and twizzle so that it's quite stiff. Okay, keeps its fold shape. Create a circle. Okay, there's my circle shape. And then with the folded piece, the folded end, you go inside the circle and pull. Okay, did you see I was sort of guiding it with my nail as well there? And then you've got your knot. Okay, so that's a nice easy knot. So the next video that I suggest for you is the boxed tote tutorial. It's a really, really easy project. It's suitable for total beginners. And if you head on over there, I will see you in that next video. So happy sewing.